Understanding sexual consent. 10 important guidelines. Hi everyone, and welcome to my video on understanding sexual consent. In this video, I will be discussing 10 important guidelines that everyone should know about consent. Consent is an essential part of any sexual encounter, and it is important to make sure that everyone involved is on the same page. What is consent? Consent is the freely given permission to engage in sexual activity. It is important to remember that consent can be withdrawn at any time, and it is never okay to pressure someone into having sex. 10 important guidelines for consent. Here are 10 important guidelines for consent. Get clear verbal consent. Don't assume that someone wants to have sex with you just because they are flirting with you or because they are in a certain situation. Always ask for verbal consent before you touch someone in a sexual way. Pay attention to body language. Body language can be a powerful way to communicate consent or lack of consent. If someone is not making eye contact with you, if they are backing away from you, or if they are saying no, then they are not consenting to sex. Don't drink or drug someone in order to get them to have sex with you. This is considered sexual assault. Respect someone's right to change their mind. If someone says yes to sex and then changes their mind later, you need to respect their decision. Don't try to pressure them into continuing. Don't have sex with someone who is under the influence of drugs or alcohol. They may not be able to give consent if they are not in their right mind. Don't have sex with someone who is asleep or unconscious. They cannot consent if they are not aware of what is happening. Don't have sex with someone who is your superior at work or school. This is considered sexual harassment. Don't have sex with someone who is a minor. The age of consent varies from country to country, so it is important to know the laws in your area. Don't have sex with someone if you are in a position of power over them, such as their teacher or coach. This is considered abuse of power. If you are unsure about whether or not someone is consenting, it is always best to err on the side of caution and not have sex. These are just a few of the important guidelines for consent. It is important to remember that consent is an ongoing process, and it is never okay to pressure someone into having sex. If you are ever unsure about whether or not someone is consenting, it is always best to ask. Thank you for watching. I hope this video has helped you to understand sexual consent a little bit better.